screams louder.
Hey, that's a nice engine right there.
Kind of big and kind of heavy.
You ready to tear it apart? What do you think that thing would do if we stuck it on an engine stand?
Might break.
What's up, guys? It is Monday, day 6 of trying to sell all of our stuff. Not all of it, but most of the stuff. We had the sale on Sunday. We sold a lot of stuff. We didn't sell a lot of stuff. And you can see these were kind of bins. Like, this is a bunch of 240SX rear suspension stuff, SR stuff. I think I have one guy coming today that wants to buy all this. There's like SR short block head, a spare head, a clutch, transmission, like a bunch of SR stuff. Been sitting around the shop for a couple years, so it's time for it to go. We sold the 4L80E. We still have the 4.8. We have Auto 2J tranny. We have the EcoBoost left. We have a lot of stuff left. Sold the turbo manifold, but then he brought it back because it wouldn't fit on his car, which I told him that he could do that before he left. Bunch of Honda parts still. I've had a lot of people asking about the ECUs on the Honda ECUs. It's crazy when people show up, they want to give you like 20 bucks for them, but then you get on eBay and they're like 300 bucks. So I'm kind of conflicted on whether I want to list them on eBay and deal with that, or if I just, we sold a couple random turbos. We still have the HID box, 20 bucks for the HID box. That's a great deal. So yeah, mostly today, the plan, just kind of cleaning some of the stuff up. Obviously you can see like this Evo 8 rear or 9 rear bumper is just dusty. Kind of the same thing with a lot of other stuff. So the plan today is we're gonna pull out all the stuff, take pictures of it, and then create marketplace / Craigslist listings for it. So yeah, we're gonna take this week to kind of continue organizing and getting rid of a lot of stuff. Sean, what do you think? Do you think it's the right thing to sell all that stuff for 2,500 bucks?
Absolutely. So
Sean has really been pushing me the past couple days just to really just let go. And there was even, oh, we sold the F22C.
Yeah,
so that was, yeah, Sean basically did. I wasn't gonna, but then we sold the transmission off it, and then we just kind of decided, hey, you know, it makes sense. But there's actually a guy that told me give me 250 bucks for this.
Come get it.
I kind of feel like that's too cheap, but
I mean, Austin, it's more in the way.
It's better than
all this moving around and crap. Just get rid of it.
It's better than scrapping it, I guess. You
know,
I would rather not scrap it for that. But I had another guy that was gonna give me 700 bucks for it.
Let him come get it. First come,
I told them they could all come get it. Maybe what we should do is take a picture of it and make a listing.
Okay.
Make a listing. So we'll do that. Yeah, that's basically the plan. Is we're just gonna kind of organize some of this stuff so that way we kind of get the shop back. But we're not gonna put it back and like leave it like that. We're gonna basically organize everything on these for sale shelves, make listings, list it, and then go from there. And then we might pull in a project or two. We didn't sell any cars. We sold no cars.
Really?
No cars, but I actually bought one. So we sold no cars, but I bought one. Silly Trevor. Guys, so we finally pulled out all of the wheels and tires outside. We got 3 of these Sparco wheels. These are staggered. These ones are actually the ones like for the rear. These would be some really cool drift spares. What kind of bolt patterns do you think are in here?
Nice.
I think pretty much every bolt pattern available. I know for sure 5x114, and I think 5x110. Maybe 5x120 too. All of it. But these are actually some cool wheels. Sparco racing wheels, but somebody stole one of the front ones. BBS wheels, Evo wheels. Only have 3 of them. A little bit of curb rash, a little bit more curb rash. Then I have these Advan racing wheels, 17 by 7.5 front, 17 by 8.5 in the rear, plus 45 in the front and plus 50 in the rear. Brand new tires all the way around. Nice units. I have a spare, a 5th one. So I think one of them has a little thing right there in the middle. And then I got some F350 wheels. These are technically the ones off of my truck. Probably end up just trying to sell these too. So then we got some other wheels and tires that I'm keeping. And then we have these PIA racing wheels. We're slowly getting the middle of the shop back to where we could actually pull over here and start working. But honestly, guys, imagine if the only thing that was in here, so this rack was completely gone. Rack was gone. Everything that's on the floor right here in this whole section is just gone. The only thing we have is the cabinets and rack, and then just the racks and the cabinets. And then these racks are gonna go bye-bye. These are gonna go to my house. And honestly, we could take some of the, like all the Supra stuff to my house. I'm not really planning on doing any stuff with that anytime soon. So we could basically get rid of this whole rack and then organize almost all that stuff on one rack, and we'd be good to go.
That's how you do it, right?
Yep.
Little degreaser in the foam cannon to... So this section right here, what was this section?
It's like the catch-all
For like
engines and transmissions and a bunch of like used motor oil, and then we'd put engines here and they would leak and they'd go over there. So now, I don't think I've seen the bottom of this for how many years? Probably about 5 years, maybe it was 4. Put like the engine hoist and the engine stand and all that stuff just right here. So it's just out of the way because that stuff just kind of takes up a lot of space. Dodge Charger hood somebody might be coming to get. Turbos, these ones are, maybe we could put this on your Ranger. The Ranger is also for sale. If anybody's wants Ranger, 4,500 bucks, I think that's not bad. I could literally have this turbo kit off of the Ranger in probably an hour and have like the hood back on it and just like a little 90-degree exhaust thing out the side. Literally, turbo Ranger to non-turbo Ranger in less than an hour. I don't know, I almost feel like it would sell better just as a V8 swapped Ranger than it would with the turbo on the road, on the roof. All right guys, so the floor got pressure washed yesterday. So you can see where we're using the Scotch-Brite with like our feet, where it kind of cleaned it up. And then essentially we need like a floor buffer with a Scotch-Brite pad on it. So yeah, it definitely cleaned it up a lot better than what it was. Got the van in here. We're gonna be installing some coilovers on it tomorrow. We basically been working in here today, just pulled in cars because we're basically getting ready to go home for the day. What I want to talk to you guys about was potential build. And we've did this before, which was the spare parts S14. Remember that? And then that turned into the Midnight Purple giveaway car. Yeah. So that was a spare parts S14. And then now we have this other S14. I kind of had listed for sale, or I have had listed for sale. I've had a couple people lowball me on it. People want to give me like 1,500 bucks, 1,800 bucks for it. I have one guy who is actually pretty interested in it at kind of the full price. I talked to him a little bit ago and I just kind of told him, hey, I don't know what I want to do with it yet, because found a gasket kit for this SR. So we have a gasket kit, put this thing back together, clutch, transmission, drive shaft, ready oil pan, T3 turbo manifold, rocker arm stopper, Tommy cams, 850cc injectors, stock ECU, wiring specialties harness. We have spare fuel pumps, a seat, S chassis seat bracket. We have Zinky front fender, Zinky hood, Zinky bumper, Zinky headlight, 14 angle kit. So what do you think?
I think you should sell it.
I don't know.
So we can do something more.
I mean, I know, I know. It's just so tough. We build cars on YouTube, and right now, in order to build cars, it's kind of expensive. You got to buy a bunch of parts, you got to plan a bunch of stuff. This thing, literally everything is here, and I already own it.
I think it looks rhino-lined because of the eyes.
Yeah.
Kind of looks that aspect, but at the same time, we pretty much have everything we need for the OM606 wagon.
Mercedes.
Which would be a lot more...
it'd be really cool. Well, then it's like, okay, if we're going to build this thing, like, does it make sense to just put an SR in it?
Exactly.
You know, because then we also
build SR 240s.
Well, we have this K series right here with the BMW adapter plate, so that's a BMW ZF transmission. But if I do this, then I got to buy a bunch of stuff, like wiring harness, ECU, like clutch, turbo manifold.
Just sell a couple of these K series. Still have a couple left, and then we pull in the wagon and start working on the wagon.
The OM606 wagon.
Exactly.
See, but I feel like if this thing was running and driving, let's say.
Needs a tube front.
Let's say a $3,000 shell with everybody's been offering me $2,000 for the SR, so that's about a $5,000 value plus, you know, another $1,500 in budget. So we have a $6,500 worth of parts. So if I just parted it out right now, 6,500 bucks. Whereas if I took all of those parts and I put it together on this thing is now effectively worth, as a running and driving car, 12 to 15 grand. I don't know if you guys have seen the prices of S chassis lately and 350Zs, basically anything, everything is just skyrocketed in price. And so at that point, it's like, should I get rid of it? Should I keep it? Like, we could get it going. We could go thrash it at the road course. We could let Sean drift it. We could do, I have S14 coilovers. I have so much stuff to put this thing together. Cage kits, they actually make a bolt-on, huh?
You want to paint it?
This thing? We could do a quickie on it.
What front clip do we have for it? Like OEM?
The Zinky stuff. All the stuff off
OEM?
of the, yeah.
Oh.
So like metal fenders.
Yeah, I don't want like a no body kit, no, just.
Yeah, well, I have a fiberglass front bumper, which will go up to the OEM fenders fine. I have OEM headlights, OEM rear bumper, OEM tail lights, all that stuff. And this would essentially be, I did gut the doors because when we did the door bars out into the doors, but I have 5-lug, I have the brakes. I mean, there's just so much stuff.
They're 5-lug now, yeah.
Just, I have a limited slip, I have a transmission. Well, we have the transmission, we have the clutch, we have LSD differential, I have rear bumper, I have this thing. You know, I mean, I have so much stuff for this thing. the other idea was, okay, like maybe I could build like a clutch kicker's car. Like this would be a really cool car.
Is there any filler on it? Or it looks pretty straight.
No, it's like, literally, the guy, he took paint stripper down to the bare metal with a razor and then primed it. There's no filler on this thing at all.
That's crazy, 'cause
it is insane. It is insanely clean. Like it's so straight and nice. There's no rust. It is literally such a nice example of an S14. And again, you can't even buy a piece of crap one that runs for like $5 grand, let alone one with a cage, which again, the cage like adds value, doesn't add value. That's the problem with being like a car guy slash a hoarder slash a guy that just loves potential, because I just love potential all the way around. But I don't know, I think this would be a really cool, you know, just literally put it over in the corner, and then when we have spare times, because, you know, like I said, sometimes parts don't come in, we're waiting on stuff. Like, and Sean's basically...
You can honestly just strip this thing down to nothing, have it sandblasted next door. And just like, I don't know. Like, I see it. Like
you're kind of thinking about it now.
I kind of want it. What if I just...
Yeah.
What if
I mean, seriously, look. Like, we have this SR. SRs are a lot of fun. Like, you can make, like, 450 horse on an SR, bone stock. Like, you know, obviously turbo and other stuff. But, like, bone stock internals, they're super rowdy. They're a lot of fun.
I just like how clean it is. Like, there's no filler on it. Like, it's super straight. There's like a few little things, but
yeah. Let me know what you think of that. Should we sell this thing, or should we like kind of put it in the corner, spare parts S14, and literally just put it together with stuff that we have laying around? Like, I don't want to spend probably more than $500 on random stuff, but appreciate you guys watching. See you later.